Hello there, my name is Martin Wintermeyer and I was a navigator on Tornadoes during Gulf War One at Dhahran Airfield, which had a mixture of 14 Squadron, my Squadron, 9 Squadron, 31 Squadron and 17 Squadron crews, as well as the recce guys from 2 and 13 Squadron. We both, Mal and myself, were very upset to have to delay the ride due to COVID regulations, but we will be doing it in April or whenever we can. And in the meantime, we're doing a series of remembrance rides when more and more people can get involved with the rides themselves. So we started off last Wednesday, just before the war, on the 13th of January, when we did a ride to remember Kieran Duffy and Norman Dent, and we did 14 miles because they were on 14 Squadron. This weekend, the 17th of January, we marked the start of the war, and also we cycled 27 miles to remember Max Collier and Nigel Alderton, who died on that day in the war 30 years ago. It's been really humbling to do the rides, to see how many people have been involved with the rides and to see the effect it's had on the families. I've been in touch with all the families involved so far, and they've been really touched with the outpouring of thoughts and prayers and wishes for their families, which has been lovely. So we're continuing throughout this month and throughout February until the 28th of February on the 30th anniversary of cessation of hostilities. And every Sunday we're doing a ride for one of the guys or some of the guys, and doing a certain number of miles based on either the squadron they're on or 10 miles per person if they died before the war. So we'd like you to get involved any way you can. So make sure you're within the COVID regulations, make sure you're cycling locally, and make sure you're only cycling with yourself or one other person socially distanced, or if they're in your bubble, you can do that as well. So make sure you ride within the current COVID regulations, and you can have to check the website to make sure they are current, and ride safely. But thanks for joining us, and let's look forward to doing the Tornado Tribute Tour of England in whenever we can. But in the meantime, we can do the remembrance rides to remember all those that didn't come back with us when we finished in the Gulf 30 years ago. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Mal Craghill, and I flew Tornado GR1 bombers in the 1991 Gulf War. I've teamed up with a friend of mine and fellow Gulf War veteran, Martin Wintermeyer, and together we're going to ride the Tornado Tribute Tour of England. This will be a 674-mile bike ride from St Evelyn, Cornwall to Washington, Tyne and Wear, visiting the English grave sites of the Tornado aircrew killed in the war. We'll also be stopping along the way at the National Memorial Arboretum in Staffordshire, where additionally to those killed in the war, we'll be able to pay our respects to those who died in training accidents in the run-up to the war. All of this was timed to finish in Washington on Sunday the 28th of February, which will be the 30th anniversary of the ceasefire that finished the First Gulf War. Unfortunately, because of the current COVID restrictions, we've had to delay, and so now we're hoping to complete the ride at Easter instead. Along the way, we're fundraising for the Royal Air Forces Association, and to help us do that, we've got a Just Giving page, Tornado Tribute Tour of England, and there you can leave us a donation or a supportive message to help us along the way. If you'd like to, you can also follow us on social media at TTTE1991 or TTTE1991 on either Facebook or Twitter. Any support you can give us through any of those channels would be much appreciated, and hopefully we'll see some of you along the route when we eventually get to ride it in April.